right, welcome everyone to my presentation for the final report, Conflict Management, CM 458. I'm Joseph Muteti, and I'm going to talk about a dispute that I had with a roommate on noise pollution. All right, so this is the outline of my presentation. The presentation will cover the outline of the conflict, identification of the conflict, ways on how to manage and mitigate conflict, what caused the escalation of the conflict, the outcome from the conflict that had escalated, the need to have a mediator in order to settle out the conflict, resolutions that we arrived through the mediator's help, and then I will have some references and concluding remarks for the presentation. All right, so many of us that live in the third world countries, we find that it has become hard to observe the rule of law. All right, and it's hard the law to be enforced. Now you find that many people do disregard other people's rights and their privacy. Everybody in this world, they have their rights and privacy. And this comes in many ways. And everybody is entitled to have a quiet environment for whatever reason he or she might want. So I had this problem once that I faced with my roommate, that he was polluting the environment for me in the terms of noise pollution. And this happens in the marketplace. This can as well happen in the neighborhoods where we live. You find preachers, people just like playing loud music for no reason. All right. So now let me identify how the conflict started. Okay, so first of all, this conflict falls under two categories: value and interest. Value. Under value, we find that I had a roommate and he liked to play loud music and make noise in the house, always in the partying moods. So with me, every day I normally have goals that I want to achieve on daily, weekly, monthly, and then of course quarterly, biannual, and annually. And so goals have to be broken down to hourly in many categories, and especially when you are studying to achieve your goals. So I had this one time I had made a goal that I want to achieve this amount of study within a given time. That is the value that I had, that I wanted to achieve a certain goal. Whereas there came a problem. Okay, I didn't want noise. But then my roommate had an interest. He wanted to make noise. He wants to study. He wants to party, that is. And he wants to play loud music. He just wants to go haywire. So there was conflict of interest. I want to achieve my goals. He want to go freestyle. And so that arose conflict. There arose quarrels, disagreements, misunderstandings, hatred started all from this, because he could not control himself, and I could not understand why he cannot see what I have planned to achieve. So how I managed the conflict? Many a times we normally want to run away. Okay, when we are faced with a conflict, the first thing is to stay away from it. So I decided to go stay in the field, study in the field, go to my neighbor, go perhaps in the public library, but not knowing I still have to come home at night. So the first thing we normally think of is to avoid. All right, as you can see from this painting, somebody's bothering you, you pretend it is not there, you want to just avoid whatever is happening, but that was not possible. But then I came to find other means that can be used to solve the conflict or to manage the conflict. And one of them is the assertive or combating style. Okay, more like what I could have thought of. So this works to get way rather than clarifying or addressing the issue. This is like trying to get your way done. Okay, that is trying to compete. And then of course there's another way, and I like it, is collaborating issue. So you focus on working together. So other than running away, then we can also come up with, I realized we could also come up with working together. You want to play music? Fine. Tell me, for how long will you need to play music? Maybe 3 hours in the morning or early in the morning? Fine. In the mid-afternoon, then we can, compromise on, come up with a solution. Then the other one is on through compromise, okay? Give and take, more or less like collaborating. Okay, so we agree that that can be easily worked out, whereby I'll let him play music when I'm not studying. When I come in the house, he also has to switch off. But well, with my roommate, my colleague, he was not willing to go for the compromise. He thought partying and partying was the way out. And the other one is, of course, the one I had said, avoidance, pretend nothing is happening when you know it is there. Bury your head in the sand, which basically does not work. And the other one is cooperative style of accommodating. Try to accommodate someone as much as you can, even though the garbage at times comes so much that you feel that you cannot deal with it. So give in to others sometimes to the extent that you compromise yourself. That is what initially I tried to do, but it never worked out. So now this is the reason why the conflict escalated. First of all, I felt that my rights were being violated, all right? So I felt that my roommate was not willing to compromise, and I felt that it is my right to stay in a quiet environment. So I became emotional. I became hurt. I lost control, and I became tempered. And what happened? This led to me saying harsh words to him, and of course, altering things that I should not have altered through exchange of text message, and also confronting him. And what happened? There was loss of relationship. We lost our friendship. Up to today, I can tell you the friendship has never been restored to the original sound, the way it was, because everybody has his own way. That was my way, that he was on his way, but we had to find out, the best thing was to find a compromise in between us. But because everybody felt his way was right, nobody was willing to work something out. So what led to that? So then, when heated debates have come and we are all feeling that I'm the right no matter what, then there came something that we call escalation. The conflict just now blew out. All right. So these are the above solutions that you can get once the conflict has escalated to the top of it. So the first thing is either you continue competing, excuse me, competing. So in this, what do you achieve? Someone win, another one lose. I could be the winner, he could have been the loser. He could have been the winner, I could have been the loser. Okay? The other one is accommodate. When we accommodate, what happens? Someone wins, someone loses. More or less like competing, okay? I lose, you win. And most likely, the accommodator, someone who values accommodating, he loses. Because maybe in this case, you value relationships. You value him more than what he can think of. And then the other one is compromise, which is the best option. We both get something out of it, all right? So this is something where both the parties want to work together. And then on the other one is collaborate. We both win, much less like compromise. And then avoiding, I lose, you lose, okay? Maybe I could have chosen to move out of the house and let him stay alone in the house. What would be the end result? He has lost, because maybe now you will start paying the rent, the double income, the double cost for the rent. Or maybe he will end up being kicked out of the house by the landlord, because now he can no longer pay him by himself. So from there, we felt that there was a need of mediator. All right, actually it's my roommate who went looking for the mediator. He called our student leader. The student leader comes in and he tries to calm the situation. We had gone to a point whereby we could no longer agree. So now here, he's trying to calm the situation down. Then he makes phone calls because I had moved out of the house. I had gone to a different location. Then he calls me, he talks to me, he texts me, he tells me, well, the guy is apologizing, that he feels that he has offended you. So please go back to the house and all will be well. So then I think through that way, a deal was agreed. We were willing to, as we have seen above, we were willing to collaborate and as well compromise on something. So we both were winners. So through that, a deal was agreed. I was happy again. The mediator played a major role there, and a deal was made. All right. So from there, we see what are some of the best ways to come up with the resolution. So the steps below were used to find the resolution to the conflict that we had, and that is over the noise pollution. So the first thing is the effective conveying of information. We felt that it was important to have talked. Okay, passing information through communication, it was important. I could have talked to him, he could have talked to me that I like partying 24/7. Then I would have told him, well, me, I have goals to achieve and I need to work on them. The next thing was being sensitive to people's feelings. Either way, both sides. I didn't care about what he felt because I uttered harsh words to him, and him also, he did not care about my feelings, staying in a quiet environment to achieve my goals. There was also a need of being polite. Both of us were never polite with each other. We realized that were important steps that we needed to have used to achieve, to find a solution to a conflict. And then also avoiding gossips. Yeah, well, very well. When we have problems between ourselves, we always like rushing to our friends and tell them how awful our roommates are or how awful someone is. But that we should avoid that. That was agreed. And then the other one is accurately interpret people's emotions. I think my roommates did not understand me. I also, when I blew out, he did not understand my emotion. He thought it was a joke. He thought I was being selfish, and that we realized it was something important. And then the other one is calmly arriving at solution to conflict. Okay, it is very important to calm down and find solution to conflict. It's not always good to escalate and to blow out. This was very important. So, having said that and covered that, these are the references that I've discovered for the research, and they are very in harmony with what we have covered. So towards the end of my presentation, I would like to leave with this one quote that says, peace is not the essence, peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it. And that is something I really learned and appreciated from the conflict that I had of noise pollution with my roommate. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I appreciate, and that's bring us to the end of everything. Thank you. Bye.